Hey everybody, welcome to the house church video for Side Week as we reflect on Sunday's sermon, yes, but we also kind of dive into each other's lives and areas of struggle and relationships and things like that and offer each other encouragement. There's a neat way to play off of last Sunday's sermon, actually in that regard, as you be for each other the great cloud of witnesses that cheer each other on. So really be candid in your level of discouragement, but again, here's what we need to do for each other. We're not just saying, oh, you poor thing. We need to kind of be like James in the sermon where he's like, hey, consider it pure joy. So there's a bit of tension in house church when somebody's like, here's my real sad story, and somebody says, consider it pure joy. So be wise and be pastorally sensitive to each other, but call each other to be Christian in your frame of mind about these things too, and at least stretch in that direction. Let's get into my question mark, my light bulb, and my arrow. My question, as I looked at this text and kind of held it with some of what we're all feeling during this season of COVID, is like, my question is, how did Paul keep going? Because we're all finding it hard to keep going in this season, but Paul manages to keep going, facing things that I'm happy to say are harder than what most of us are facing. The beatings and the jail, and the displacement, that kind of thing. He keeps going. So I came at the text that way, like how does he do it? My light bulb moment came when I realized that, I think it's a light bulb moment, and it was like a deeper insight, and I was like, and he does it without losing heart. And I don't mean that he's necessarily always encouraged. I don't mean like losing heart. He keeps caring. So over a long period of time, he doesn't get jaded. He endures and he still cares. And so out of that came my arrow. It's like, that's what I want, that's what I need, and my conviction is like, that's what I don't have. So how do you get it? And we saw that it's called perseverance. And we learned that perseverance is not just enduring, but it's also that caring. It's doing it with a positive attitude. And we unpacked those three things. For me, probably the most important one of the three things that we learned, my specific conviction, would be around the baggage. You can fool yourself so much when you are idolatrous and you live in North America and you're always tempted to have Jesus and something else, because you can kind of pull it off for a while, but you aren't able to persevere. And I'm pulled in different directions for things that I want. Often these things are neutral, in a moral sense they're neutral, but in a faith sense and in a loyalty sense and who has my allegiance sense, they're sinful. So I want to throw off more baggage in my life than I have. Now the good thing that helps me with that is every time I have managed to throw off some baggage with usually something decisive. So for me, decisive means this is an issue, I've decided on it, that's part of the decisiveness. Then I go public with it. And that's what you can do in your side week. Say, I'm sick of spending this much money on this. Guys, it's an idol. Tell people that, or whatever it might be. But until you go public with it, it isn't going to change, and you're not really that serious about it, at least I found. So there's a lot there for you to talk about in your house church as you sort it all through, however you do on Zoom or going for a walk in a public place or whatever you're leaning into. But I encourage you to keep meeting, and may God meet you this week.